Longview ISD is one step closer to changing how it splits state pre-K funding with the local daycare partner.
Yeah, it was discussed tonight by board members. Now, the board approved a waiver application tonight. KLTV7 Zori Jones is breaking down what it all means.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion passes.
Longview's ISD board approving a state-funded split with partner child care provider Rising Star Daycares. Under House Bill 2, at least 85% of the state funding must go directly to the daycare, unless the state approves a waiver allowing a different split. The district had one last year with a 50-50 split.
We're adding in-kind services from a parent power literacy project we're doing, teaching our parents to be daycares how to be teachers. So that's some of our in-kind. So we're allowed to do that, to not have to give the 85 to the daycares.
According to the Texas Education Agency, rules governing these pre-K partnerships won't be finalized until summer 2027. The district has until August 31st to apply. But for Longview ISD, this is about more than money.
We're trying to make sure they don't come to us farther behind than they would be.
The district says it's a three-way partnership with the daycare, the Texas Workforce Commission, and the Texas Education Agency. And that partnership comes with resources.
They get a one-time per classroom, $25,000 that they have. They can buy supplies, materials, whatever they need that goes straight to their daycare centers.
Zori Jones, KLTV 7 News.
The district says this partnership aligns with its Elevate 2030 strategic plan. It focuses on educational excellence and community connection.